Greetings and salutations, folks. It's Saturday, the 10th of December in the year of our Lord 2018. Welcome to Shooting the Breeze. I'm your host, TakersMinion. I'm joined, as always, with my brother, friend, crime partner, or whatever you want to call him. The man from the land of the rising sun, Mr. Dr. Senju. Good evening to you, or I should say good morning to you as well, because it's after midnight now.
Yes, good morning. Basically, it's after midnight now. So there is that, number one. And number two, Mr. Taker, how are you today, good sir?
Cold. Cold.
I think that's the first thing that you guys over there in the States have. Just one word, cold.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. 2 nights ago, we had, what Weather Channel was saying was going to be less than an inch of rain, or what's less than an inch of snow.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up to an inch and a half of snow on my truck.
Inch and a half.
Weather, meteorology, not exact science.
Not exact science, of course. I think in a sense it is a science, but sometimes you can predict every single thing to the minutest of details, and then suddenly the powers that be say, "Nope, I'm gonna do this."
Yeah, you cannot ever figure out what Mother Nature's gonna do.
Yes, that's it. We have guests, actually.
Yeah, we have a guest this morning, making his triumphant return after a long hiatus from this program.
Hey guys, it's me, the Don Sal Cusmano. Yeah, it's been a while. When was the last show I did with you guys? Jesus.
Oh God. I know.
Was it the anniversary show?
Yes.
I think the anniversary show. Yeah, I think
it's been 6 months, Sal. It's been a good 6 months 5 months since you've been here.
Jesus, you guys could have given me a call earlier.
No, every time I've talked to you about it, Sal, I'm working. Well, so I'm just assuming you're working now every Saturday.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's the weird thing is I've gone quite a bit without working Saturdays, or when I do work, I might get them off at 11 now because that's what my schedule is now, because I freaking refuse to work past 11 on a Saturday anymore. Well, it's also the fact that I need the time to do homework and stuff because I'm taking in a major writing intensive course. So, and I'm in class all day on Tuesday and Thursday. So,
I mean, in a way, yeah, you should allocate time to do that because that's your education.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get those employees who understand. Okay. You still have to study. Okay, I'll give you the time off. Sometimes you get some shitty ones or the crappy ones. They go, no, you're gonna have to work.
Oh yeah,
screw you. You're gonna have to work.
Oh yeah, no, I'll give my work this much. They don't pay me enough to do the job, but as far as like the schedule goes, they are more than accommodating. So
that's good.
Well, that's good. You haven't heard the latest news with me, then, have you?
I did know you got a new job.
Yes.
Wait, what?
It's one. Have you ever had a job that you look forward to going into ever in your life?
No.
That's how it is with this new job for me.
Oh wow, nice. Well, I tell a lie. It wasn't a job, but it was more like just it was close to a job in that it was like real life experience in teaching. Like I had to do a couple semesters of that. I actually really looked forward to doing that, even though it was like a 45-minute drive from my house in the middle of winter, and I needed to be up at like 6 a.m. to get to that place. Even with all of that, I still look forward to it every day.
Yeah, that's the fun part. Looking forward to something, and boy, what a difference it is for me, because the guy I worked for before made us all go basically at each other, whereas this place is more family. We're all a family. We all work together. We all pull the same direction.
That's good.
We all know the same stuff, which is fantastic.
That's good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, because the best thing that you wanted to have is a working environment where you feel that you feel like you can do the job that you are required to do. If you don't feel like that, you just don't want to be there.
Right.
I don't want to be there because fuck, I'm not gonna work for someone who's not treating me right or just treating me as a proper employee or something like that. So,
yep. I mean, it's nice. And I've known the family who
month, right? It's about a month or two right now.
I know the guy that we know the family that owns the place, and we're friends with them. So it's nice. I mean, he's taking the time to teach me more than I actually need to know, and which is a nice thing. So I'm able to do things that others at the front desk can't do. So I'm working in both front desk and maintenance right now.
Oh, nice.
So
that's nice.
Yeah. And the assistant general manager just quit, so there's a stop there. So who knows what's going to happen? Yeah, he got offered a job over at another motel that paid him more money and gave him benefits.
Okay, so he can't refuse the offer. So
right, and the thing is, I'm making more money than I was before, but I don't need benefits because I got VA, so I'm good.
Yeah,
of course.
Well, I'm glad your new job's working out.
Wait, speaking of which, because you just mentioned about your VA, isn't it someone's some particular birthday or something, though, Taker?
Yes, today, November 10th in 1775, the United States Marine Corps was born. So today is the 243rd birthday for all of us current and former jarheads that serve. So happy birthday to everyone.
Yep. Pour yourself a glass of brandy and then have a drink.
I'll probably have
That's just impressive.
I'll try to have a beer or two tonight, but it's just too freaking cold.
Yeah,
don't have beer. Have hot coffee.
It's just too cold to drink beer.
So hot coffee, number one.
Yeah,
number two,
hot coffee with Baileys.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, now you're talking.
Yeah, and number two, aren't you abstaining from beer, or you can have some small amounts of beer?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. You guys are cold. I'm relatively kind of stuffy, I guess.
Yeah, you're warm.
I mean, how was my week? My week was busy. My week was super busy. Please, for the love of God, you people who are in the employment business or the employment sector, please don't hold your work off until the final quarter of the year, because everything comes piling up at the final end of the year and everybody's trying to cover everybody's asses. There's no more responsibility going up. So no, I'm doing my job. No, this is what's supposed to be your job. No, this paper proof editing is mine. You're the one who's supposed to do the articles. Wait, am I supposed to do the articles? No. The whole back and forth, backballing, tennis, ping pong, tennis court, cross courts, and ping pong passes have always been an issue in the final end of the year for me. So, and that doesn't really count for Black Friday, even though Japan has no Black. Japan is starting to have Black Fridays.
Don't mention Black Friday, MDS.
Which I vehemently say
no. You got that coming up, don't you, dear? So I got to get ready for it.
I don't want to have Black Fridays on Japan. Please don't.
No.
I mean, they're already starting to promote it. They're already starting to promote it last year. Which
No, MDS, do whatever you can to prevent that from happening. I'm going to tell you, because I work retail, it is a terrible, horrible thing. It doesn't even really matter anymore. We buy all our shit off Amazon now because it's cheaper and you can usually get some pretty good delivery prices, if not free.
Exactly. I mean, over here, I just buy stuff. I just buy stuff online. I just buy some of my stuff online, and usually the groceries, I just walk to the nearest market, and just go buy it, and that's just pretty much it. And sometimes if I'm too lazy to cook, I'll just go out and just have a eat, because the walking is fun. Because the walking is more than fine for Japan. But there you go.
Exactly. Black Friday is an evil thing. The discounts even aren't. I'm going to let you guys in on a little retail secret. Don't buy shit on Black Friday. You'll get better discounts in the lead up till Christmas. You really do. I'm not lying.
That's the best time to go shopping is the week before Christmas, because that's when they're trying to get rid of everything. Everything's from 20 to 40% off. It's like, we got to get rid of this shit. We got to get rid of this shit.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why the fascination with Japan on Black Friday. I don't know why.
I can tell you what it is because we've all seen it.
What? Go ahead.
Riots.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that whole.
I mean, I don't know.
I remember when Black Friday started at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Now it's starting at like 2 a.m.
No, dude, no. It starts at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving. That is when we open. That is when people are coming into our store. Like last year, I missed Thanksgiving with my family because I had to be at work at 3 in the afternoon on Thanksgiving.
Oh, oh no! And that's another thing that I'm really worried about. People are gonna miss Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, no. Like if you're gonna have Black Friday, don't start that shit until midnight. Give me a chance to eat dinner with my family, especially my cousins who I don't see because they're in California and the western side of the state, respectively. Like give that to me, please. I'm not saying I get you guys want to make money, and I'm not saying don't make money. What I'm saying is you can still make a crap ton of money and let me have dinner with my family. The two are not mutually exclusive here.
I mean, if I were to say it, I don't know. I mean, the fascination with Western themed holidays started off with Halloween, and first of all, it started off with Christmas, which is totally understandable, and then it went to Halloween, and then it was wait. You guys realize that only the foreigners celebrate Halloween, right? And then somehow the Japanese folks are like, no, I think this is fun. And they did it, but they did it in their own way, where the foreigners and gaijins are just being rowdy and throwing riots and trains. They're just sitting down having. It's like you're the happiest person in a badly attended funeral party or something like that.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, Halloween is cool. I have no idea why foreigners are rioting during it in Japan. That's sort of like Devil's. Yeah, that's sort of like Devil's Night here.
Yes.
Which I mean, anyway.
I mean, yeah, there are riots. I mean, there has been out in California. There has been gunplay. People have been shot. People have been stabbed.
Yeah,
there's been fights over the one item, the 155-inch TV that's $25.
I don't know how gunfights will happen in Japan, though. Is it just gonna stab people?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I don't know. It's gonna be a Meiwaku or annoyance for local Japanese people if they start doing that. I mean,
what was good was LL, my lovely wife, she works in retail working for Lowe's. She had Black Friday off last year.
Oh, well, that's nice.
And she is currently out on disability because she had rotator cuff surgery.
Oh, wow.
Back in June. And she is scheduled for her next doctor's appointment on Black Friday. So if he releases her, she will be going back to work December 1st. So this year she misses Black Friday yet again. So
okay,
not a bad thing.
She hates Black Fridays. Because she used to work for Rite Aid in New York.
Okay,
and she's like, oh God.
I mean, here's the process on that, though. We don't celebrate. I think in Japan they don't celebrate Thanksgiving, so Christmas stuff starts going up as soon as Halloween finishes. And Halloween.
It's the same way here. I'm seeing Christmas shit already. I was seeing Christmas shit up before Halloween.
I mean, they're already starting on with the whole thing.
Am I not right, Sal?
Yeah, no. We've had Christmas stuff up since August.
Are you shitting me?
Nah, late August we started putting some of our Christmas stuff up.
Good God Almighty!
Yeah,
it gets earlier and earlier every year.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty soon we'll be putting up Christmas shit after New Year's Day.
I mean, I'm glad. I mean, I'm still glad that the whole flyers, the whole catalog of flyers that that Japan loves to put out whenever they have sales or discounted sales on a Saturday or on a Sunday or something like that hasn't really come out for Black Friday yet, but I'm having a feeling that it's gonna come. I'm just gonna stay. At home. That's all I want.
That's the best thing you can do on Black Friday. Just sit at home.
Just stay at home.
Stay at home.
It's not worth you getting trampled, beat up, stabbed, or shot. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
It's just not worth it.
I don't want to. I just don't want to.
I used to go shopping on that day a long time ago when they didn't have
when it wasn't discounted
when it wasn't a big deal. Okay, when they weren't promoting it as Black Friday.
Yeah,
and now
go ahead.
It's just ridiculous.
I mean, I like those discounts because in a way, I can actually just go buy discounted items that I want. I mean, groceries, clothing, hobby items that I can find, because hobby items sometimes when they have discounts, go way up, and I save a lot of money for that, so I'm happy with that. This is the whole. But no, I mean, other than the whole week of November is starting to be a little bit more pressurized because it's almost the end of the year. What else? Hobby wise, I haven't really done anything. I purchased a modeling kit that I wanted to make, and I held for last month, and I held it off up to this month. I haven't even really opened the box yet.
Jeez. That's something I have an itch to start doing again, is putting models together.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
the model I'm looking for that's very hard to find is, believe it or not, is a model of the ship Yamato.
What?
The Yamato.
What was it? Oh, the Yamato.
And I can't find one anywhere.
That one's hard. It's a collector's piece.
I want that one, and I want the Bismarck.
Love your battleships.
Yep.
I mean, understand.
Bismarck and Yamato were actually battle cruisers.
Yeah, battle cruisers. You love your warships, basically.
Yes, I do. I do play World of Warships from time to time.
Oh no, Taker now is hooked on the World of Warships.
Oh, I've had an account with World of Warships for almost 2 years. It's just not something I have made public. Made public until now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Taker's TM plays World of Warships. Understandable. We all need that kind of game to kind of do bathroom break.
I'm looking at getting into the world of tanks too. So,
oh no.
I love my war stuff.
Next year, I think I'm gonna go under Battlefield. Oh no. Next year, I'm gonna have that kind of news from Taker going. I'm gonna go this Call of Duty or Battlefield.
Well, the thing is this too, though. When I play, I mean, I'm not paying for anything. I get all the free shit. I don't like to pay for shit if I ain't got to. So I mean, I've got small destroyer fleet. That's about all I got. But I'm not like some of these guys that put out your videos here on YouTube that have battleships that sink 25 ships by themselves, and it's like, come on, you don't need to brag, just play the game and shut up.
Wow, this is a revelation for me. This is a revelation even for me.
What's the matter, Sal? You getting bored?
No, I'm not getting bored.
Or are you just surprised that something came up that you weren't expecting?
More surprised than anything.
What? Taker playing World of Warships?
Yes.
Wow.
Anyway.
Okay, just to share the boat, I'm just as surprised as you are. I think my surprise is less, considering the fact that Taker actually jumped into Twitch and actually jumped onto Chris playing Borderlands 2. So there's that.
I just go there and watch. That's all I do, and I talk. I have a good time listening. And if you notice now, remember when he did his stream anniversary, Sal got mad.
I did not get mad.
You kept saying it was a fix because first drawing I enter, I win. Second drawing I enter, I win.
Yes. Yes.
Boom, boom.
Yes, I'm not. I wasn't mad. I was just questioning the integrity of said drawings. There's a difference.
I know.
Anyway,
because if you look now, if you go into a thing when I come in, it plays the music that I want, and it has a text greeting that comes up. So it's pretty cool.
yeah.
This is the reason. This is one other reason why I am wary of Taker going to jump into Twitch. He's gonna have his own soundboard to play with.
Oh God! Oh God! No. MDS.
The last time we had.
Oh God! No, MDS. You might want to cancel this move.
I can't. I can't. I can't.
I'm the one that decided. Talk to everybody. Everybody was cool with it. Sal.
Oh damn it!
I can't pull back now.
Senju, can you at least make sure he doesn't get a soundboard, or is that something like that's just going to happen?
I can try for the first 2 weeks, I guess, or a month, and then you definitely scrounge out something, and I have a soundboard now. Plays every single bit of sound bites that you can grab, or 30-second stuff. I had to remind him on the whole copyright claim thing for about 30 seconds because I just checked about that, and the whole myth about we only have 30 seconds to play something until we get copyright strikes against us or something like that is actually non-existent. We can't really play anything like that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. So by the by, Taker went off for some coffee. Let's just discuss about something that Taker is actually pretty much excited about. Because on November 11th, I think, which is going to be later on this evening.
Yeah, this evening for you, tomorrow for us.
Yeah, this evening for me, tomorrow for you guys. The 2018 Sumo Kyushu Basho is going to begin. It's going to start. This is basically the third basho that we're gonna grab for those of you who are avid fans of sumo, and already going in, already a day before going in. I think already a couple of days before we reach on the 11th. I think it's about 3. Two of their top men have already withdrawn.
Yeah, including my favorite, the absolute goat, Hakuho.
Yeah, because one of them, Hakuho, the other one, Kakuryu, both of them withdrew. I believe Hakuho had surgery on his right knee last month, so they want his trainer and Hakuho's trainer in the stable. I believe said that they lack sufficient time to train Hakuho after the surgery, so they decided to pull him off. Was one, and of course Kakuryu is sitting out because he has a little bit of a dud in the right ankle and right knee. So it will be his 11th withdrawal and first since pulling out partway through the July meet, if you remember, back in Nagoya with the right ankle.
Yeah, well, when all 3 Yokozuna were gone, because Hakuho and Kakuryu both withdrew, as did Goedo, Takayasu, and Tochinoshin, if I'm not mistaken. So there were no Ozekis or Yokozuna there in September.
Yeah,
that was a mess.
Yeah,
I mean that one is a little bit of a mess. This one is going to be a little bit more worrying because it puts a lot of pressure on the remaining grand champion, Kisenesato, because he's the only one who has to perform well for the full 15 days.
Yeah,
and make sure that in that basho itself you have at least one Yokozuna competing.
Yeah.
Well, and he had that pectoral muscle injury where he tore it. He never had the surgery, so I guess it's his left arm cell, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right. Yes.
And I'm worried that he's going to do something to it again.
Let's knock on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I mean, I will say his last basho wasn't bad. It was
he went 10-5 last in September, so that's not bad at all.
No, so I mean, I don't know if I consider him a front runner, but I feel like with Hakuho and Kakuryu out, it's going to be easier for him.
Yeah. You look at what Kakuryu did when he won 2, back-to-back tournaments this year.
Yeah, and then you look at Hakuho, who, while needing surgery on his knee and stuff, went 15-0. I mean,
yeah.
The guy is, like, when I say he's the GOAT, I'm not exaggerating. He is literally the greatest of all time.
He's got over 1,000 wins. He
has the most wins in the top division, most wins overall in sumo, most tournament wins overall in sumo.
41.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, he's just amazing.
He's got the most Senju Basho Yushos in all of sumo history.
Yeah.
And Zenso is perfect scorer.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, Zenso is perfect.
Yeah, he's pretty much just like the perfect sumo wrestler, for lack of a better term. He's just so good.
Even with his withdrawal from all 15 days of the Kyushu tourney and all that, Hakuho will actually finish this year with about 31 wins, 8 losses, and 51 rest days. So
yeah.
Well, right now, the thing that's nice, if you look at who would have thought, Sal, January of this year, would you have thought Tochinoshin would have gone from Mayagashira 3 to Ozeki and lead all Rikishi for the year with the most wins?
No, I would not have thought that.
He has 51 wins this year.
Yeah, he's had a good year.
If he does well, if let's say he wins 12 or 13 this time, he could have 64, 65 wins.
Yep.
And that's just a scary thought. And how cool would it be for him to bookend the year with another Yusho, have a championship to start the year and a championship to close out the year? He's had a very good year. He's had what they would call a career year.
Yeah, no, this has been his year, and I think it would be nice for him to win another title. His past couple tournaments, I don't want to say they've been disappointing.
He's been nursing nagging injuries though too.
Well, yeah, no, but they haven't been up to how he started the year. I mean, he started the year 14-1, 10-5, and 13-2 in his first 3 tournaments, which, I mean, that's some damn good sumo right there. I mean, going 40 or going 37-8. That's some damn good sumo.
Yeah, it is. But then he had the wrist injury, and then he had the toe injury. So
yeah, I mean, he saved his Ozeki rank last tournament by going 9-6,
which is good. I was worried about that, but I kind of figured he would get his Kachikoshi last time.
Yep.
He was set up for it. They set him up for it.
Yep.
They don't want him to lose it.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? I mean, like I said earlier on, all eyes will be on Yokozuna Kisenesato. He's going to be the sole grand champion in competition following both withdrawals of Hakuho and Kakuryu, because he's going to start the 15-day meet with an early challenge against Komusubi Takakeisho on day 1. So there's that.
Yep.
Considering the fact that I actually scooted this over, I would have to bring this up back again. Right now, what are both of you guys' opinion on Takanohana stable being now gone or just defunct?
Well, it was something I didn't see coming.
Yeah,
there was no rumbles of it during Tokyo, the last Tokyo tournament. Nothing. There was nothing out there.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, because I follow Chris Gould here on YouTube, and he's Sal. If you ever get a chance to go watch him, he's great.
Yeah,
he takes the reports. He gets reports every week from the papers and everywhere, other sources. He translates them all into English and then does these anywhere from 5 to 18-minute videos on YouTube, sometimes 2 a day, to give you information for those of us who don't speak the language. And right after the Harumafuji's retirement ceremony is when all this stuff started coming out about Takanohana.
Yeah.
And basically, I think what it boils down to is that Takanohana was sick of playing the politics.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. It was just, he was sick and tired of the politics involved with it.
I think the whole report. I think the whole thing came up because of the whole story about how former Yokozuna Harumafuji allegedly hit and injured Takanohana. That's the whole story that blew up the whole thing.
Yeah. How that was poorly handled.
Yeah, and still
that whole situation. So I know you love Harumafuji. I know you do. But that whole situation with that was botched from beginning to end on how it was handled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I respect Harumafuji and what he did. I think he overreacted, and I don't agree with what he did, of course. I'm not saying anything like that. Like, no one deserves to have a beer bottle slammed over their head. So
for no reason at all.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say there was no reason, though. That's where I draw the line. Like, it might not seem like no reason to you or me, but you have to remember, in sumo, respect for the Dai Yokozuna, in this case, Hakuho, it's paramount. Like, you respect the people above you. This is how it works. I mean, it might seem weird to us, but that's how it works.
True.
So
that's how we operate over here. So
yeah, so like I'm not saying did he deserve to have a beer bottle bashed over his head? No. Was it for no reason? No. It was a gross overreaction, absolutely, but it wasn't like he didn't do it for no reason. No, Takanohana was a bit of a dick too.
Well, yeah. But that comes from being in the Takanohana stable because we all know Takanohana was one of the biggest dicks out there when he was.
And that's the thing. I wonder how much of this was him getting sick of the politics, or how much of this was him trying to make a power play.
I think it had something to do with both.
Yeah,
to be honest.
And I mean, like, you know, the JSA. Of course, there's politics in the JSA. Like, let's be real here.
It's an archaic thing. It's an archaic organization.
Yeah,
of course, it's gonna have a lot of backstage politicking, kissing up people's asses and whatnot.
Yeah, sure, with backstabs and all that. I mean,
sure, they're Japanese, but they still have kiss asses and backstabbers and any corporation.
Of course, it's how it runs. And like the thing he thought was, I'm gonna like go up against you guys. Like, if you're gonna go up against the JSA, you better make sure you have enough people on your side, and you better make sure you're not swinging to miss.
Well, Takanohana kind of alienated everybody.
Yeah. He's a dick. Of course he did. Like, he alienated his own mother, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. His own brother,
and his mother. I mean, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. Like, quite frankly, he is an asshole.
Yeah.
He was a great Yokozuna and a great sumo wrestler. He is also a major asshole.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you listen to him make the announcements because he was one of the ones making the announcements with the judging, and he would yell into the microphone and talk to everybody like they were pieces of shit.
Yep.
And I was sitting there watching. I go, you're such an asshole.
Yeah,
asshole.
I mean, you have to understand. Sometimes I think this guy is one of the kind of like, you could say he's one of the progressives that you want, but by being that, he's also trying to be a dick to everybody else. So that's not going to go well with anybody.
No,
especially in Japan. So there's that.
No,
but and of course, there's another incident that happened because aside from the whole issue with Harumafuji, there was also the other one back in the spring tournament, I think, where one of his pupils actually did do a violent conduct, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot. I think the student was Takayoshi Toshi. I think that was another pupil that he has under the Takanohana stable. He caused a violent incident during the Spring Grand Sumo tournament, if I believe. And JSA actually handed him both of the papers, both letters to him on both separate incidents about it. Takanohana argued that the JSA failed to investigate this properly. The second letter that they sent, Takanohana said that the accusation was untrue due to its investigation on August 7th. There's a lot of dick moves and they say, no, this is not true. No, I'm defending it. But suddenly, bam, if he wants to say that he wants to become a clan, he had to admit the whole thing. It's not true. And he quits. He just quit. Just quit the chief of Takanohana clan. Led to the extinction of his traditional clan. So he and all the remaining students of his, the wrestlers and staff that belong to his stable, will move over to Chiganora stable. So the Chiganora stable. So
yeah, they're already there. So
at least there's a reprieve.
That whole thing with the JSA is that I guess his paperwork was incorrect or something at first, so they stayed open actually extra late for him to submit. He wound up being a day late getting it in because paperwork was incorrect. It was supposed to have been done on a Sunday, and it didn't get done until late Monday.
Yeah. So I mean,
the JSA gave him special dispensation to get the proper paperwork in. They could have told him, "Screw you, you're stuck here till after November."
Yeah.
But they didn't because that would not have looked good for the JSA, especially what they had done with Kisenesato, allowing him to withdraw from 8 straight tournaments. That does not look good either.
I think that one would be kind of like a setting the mood kind of fight on day one itself, where Kisenesato will have to face off against Takakeisho. Yeah, because the Takakeisho is from the defunct Takanohana stable, and Takakeisho has beaten Kisenesato twice in 4 bouts. So there's that. And to add also, the 22-year-old wrestler has posted winning records at the last 3 grand tournaments. So
yeah,
but not to discount Kisenesato, however, he looks good. He looks in good shape because he has a comeback run. Has his comeback run at the autumn tournament in September. He fought his way to 10 wins after withdrawing from 8 straight meets, of course, because of the chest injury, of course. And now he faces what should be an easy. He faces a tough test on day 1, but should post an easier one on day 2 when he takes on Megashira Miyogiryu. So he has a 16-4 record about that. So he hasn't really done that well in any way.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead. Stop.
Well, I mean, if we're still on Kisenesato, I was going to say, like, this should be hopefully his coming out party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I honestly don't think he's going to be the one to win this. I think it'll be one of the Ozeki. I think Goedo might take this.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Goedo has not impressed me this year whatsoever.
I mean,
he has been one of the kings of the Henka all year.
Yeah.
Okay, and for someone of his rank to be pulling Henkas on lower ranking wrestlers is sacrilegious. You know that, Sal. That is something you just don't do.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd counter it with. I mean, yes, you're not supposed to, but I'll say this: you play to win. Plus, they're funny as hell.
True. I'll give them that, but especially it's funny to listen to those. To the commentators when they call it. I mean, because also what Henka. It's like they lose their shit.
Yeah,
Henka.
Yeah, I mean, no, he started off the year very slowly, but his past 2 tournaments have been pretty solid, 10-5, and then going 12-3 and finishing runner-up. So I mean, he's got some momentum, and the two biggest threats to him are gone. Like,
well, two of the well, you can't say 2 of his biggest threats because Tochinoshin is a threat to him.
Well, no, he is, but
because Tochinoshin has owned him the last 2 tournaments.
No, Goedo beat Tochinoshin last tournament.
Oh, so there, I know this year alone that Tochi's got more. Has won more against Goedo as long as Goedo would stop the freaking Henka shit. I can't stand a Henka from an Ozeki. I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's like Hakuho doing his slap Henka. Come on.
But hey, there is nothing wrong with that slap. Okay, that's just good sumo. Okay,
okay. If you say so.
That is just good sumo. They just need to get better at defending against the GOAT.
Okay.
It ain't his fault he's so dominant that he has to freaking fool with people. maybe if someone would step their game up and be an actual threat to him, he wouldn't need to do shit like that.
Well, I have to give Hakuho credit for one thing. When Tochinoshi was going on his Ozeki run in the third tournament this year, Hakuho went straight up with him, straight to hell up. They were a couple. It was a Mawashi battle, something you would hardly ever see from Hakuho. And Hakuho lost that match. It was Tochinoshi's first victory over him, but it was a straight up. Okay, I'm not going to pull any bullshit on you. We're just going to go out and fight.
Okay.
And it was a hell of a match. Those are the kinds of matches I like to see. Where it's strength against strength, because they're both Mawashi men. If you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, Hakuho is pretty much good at anything. He's just like perfect at like everything. Well, he is like he's the best all-round sumo wrestler I think like ever. Really, I mean, he's so good. He's just like my love for Hakuho is well documented.
Yes, it is.
I have great respect for the man because he is just so good. He makes it look effortless. Like. He makes people who are good at this shit look like they don't even belong in the same ring as him.
Yeah.
Like, when you're that good, when you are so on your game that you're making other professionals and other high-level talent look like they don't even belong with you, he is Tom Brady carving up the Falcons in the second half of the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
That is what Hakuho is.
Okay.
When he is on his game.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And that's why I just love watching him. It's like art.
It is. That's the thing I love about sumo. It is art.
Yeah.
But they've also Hakuho was criticized this last tournament for his numerous false starts. All that, trying to, doing that shit to throw his opponent off, which borderline dirty tactics, I think.
I'd object to that. I really would. I mean, false starts happen, yes.
But to have 2 or 3 per match, that doesn't happen normally.
I mean, a lot of people false start on him too, though. That's the thing you need to remember. Maybe he's just getting sick of it and he's trying to put them in their place. Like if you're gonna step to God, you better bring your best shot, man.
Well, it's like the night that going back to Tochinoshi when Hakuho lost to him. Hakuho false started on Tochinoshi, and Tochinoshi got his look on his face like, "You motherfucker!" And he made sure Hakuho lost. He took that, internalized it, and used it. And that's what I like about it. I mean, you could see some of these people actually take shit like that. Basically, it's a disrespectful act of false starting.
Well, I mean, think about it though, dude. He is God in that ring. He is God.
I will grant him that. Okay, I will give him that.
If he's like, I look at it like this: if I am God in that ring, I am not respecting anyone lower than me. I'm gonna do what I want because, God damn it, I am the fucking Yokozuna. Sorry, I'm the Yokozuna, and I'm gonna make sure y'all know who you are messing with.
So he's the daimyo of the dojo, right?
Yeah, he is. He's a brilliant wrestler, and like that's the thing. Like I say, if you're gonna step to God, you better bring your best shot, and you better be ready for anything. And that's why I did like when Tochinoshi won, because you know what? Yeah, he took that disrespect. He said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go out and fight harder. And don't criticize Hakuho for disrespecting his opponents. Criticize his opponents for not using that disrespect to make themselves better.
Well, Tochi's learning it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the mark of a great sumo wrestler.
I see him, if he continues, if he wins this if he shows here, I see, because there's talk about him moving up to the top.
He won't do it if
he won't make it. He won't make it because he just doesn't have the strength behind him, at his age. But you never know. The JSA may do it just for shits and giggles.
Not if he just wins this one. For him,
he'd win this one and one more the next two.
Yeah,
to get it.
He needs to win 2 in a row, or barring that, he'd need to be like so close to winning one in between. Like if he wins this one, loses the next one, but he's like 14-1 and then wins, they might.
Yeah, I mean, but I was having discussions on on several boards with people, and everybody was saying Mitake Yumi's going to make Ozeki, and I kept telling him, no, he's not. He is not known to be like that, the way he was in September.
Uh-huh.
That was an aberration. That is an aberration.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has an outside shot at making it. He needs to get 11 wins this tournament.
He needs 11 wins again.
Yeah. And I think he can do it. He's done it in the past. He's done it a few times in the past. I think he is capable of doing it. Yeah. Does he do it, though? I don't know. I mean,
I just don't see it because he's got a tough road ahead of him. Granted, 2 of the Yokozuna are gone.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if there's ever a tournament where this is going to get him his Ozeki rank, this is the tournament.
Yeah.
True. I mean, they have to. It's not just for him. It's just for everybody else as well. Because this is a
look at the promotions that went down this time, though. Jeez. There's so many new faces at the top of Maegashira.
Yeah.
And some of these guys were 12s, 13s, and 14s that are now up 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, it wasn't a great well, I mean, it wasn't like, I shouldn't say it wasn't a great tournament. It was more like a lot of people didn't do too good last tournament.
No, I mean, this is the first time ever that no special prizes were awarded during this show, during this spot show, which is like, when I heard that, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it was because not a lot of the lower ranked wrestlers did very well. Ichinojo still Sekiwaki, and he barely kept that by going 8-7. Like,
yeah. That's another thing. Which Ichinojo is going to show up?
I have no idea. I mean,
I'm going to eat.
The one who eats all day long and can barely move, or the one we call Snorlax that wakes up and destroys.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea which one's going to show up. Am I going to see the Ichinojo at the end of last year, beginning of this year, who went 10-5, 2 tournaments in a row, and had a couple Kimboshis? Yeah. Am I going to see that Ichinojo, the guy who doesn't give up as soon as he's pushed back to the edge of the ring? Or am I going to see 8-7 Ichinojo who ekes out enough to keep his Sekiwaki rank? And I mean, no disrespect to the guy, because he has carved out a relatively successful career. You know what I mean? Making Sekiwaki is not easy.
Again, true.
No, it's not.
And
it's not easy
to be at Sekiwaki for 7 bashos in total, including 4 in a row now. That's actually pretty impressive. It helps that you need to have at least 2, and the rest of the field hasn't been doing as great. But he's still eked out a nice little career for himself. So, I mean, I guess my frustration with him comes from the fact that I know he can be better, and I don't see it all the time. That is my biggest frustration.
I know he could do better as well.
Yeah.
And he's just got to get it all together.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's making it even more funny is Hakuho called him out.
Yeah. Well, he should.
I mean, here's the thing, though, because I think the whole issue with a lot of these wrestlers going into the whole basho thing is that aside from the Yokozunas and some of the Ozekis, most of them are plagued with inconsistencies, especially during the whole year. I think.
Yeah.
If I want to dare say that, during almost the whole year, we see inconsistencies upon big names that we thought that can go far, but they somehow haven't. And some names which we actually just leave out, and suddenly, they actually went far. So that's good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I'm seeing something that's troubling me here on the day 1 matches. Kaisei, did Kaisei withdraw?
Kaisei withdraw.
He did?
Because I don't see him anywhere on the list for matches for tonight. They got a Juryo 1 coming up to face Chitomaru in the first match. But I do not see Kaisei anywhere.
That's interesting. Let me look this up.
I mean, not from the list that I am getting right now. There's no.
I'm looking at was it Nihon Banzuke.
Okay.
And day 1 matches for Makuuchi, I am not seeing Kaisei at all.
Nope.
I'm wondering if Kaisei is injured somehow.
Not from what I can see.
But why is that? Unless he's getting a walkover, but I don't see that either.
There's no one is getting a walkover, I think.
No one's getting that.
No one's actually getting any. Okay, so. No.
Well, here we go. Let me look. Yes, he is withdrawn, at least for the first match. Yes.
Wow. What for?
I don't know that. I'm just looking at the sumo.org.jp. Under Kaisei's profile, he is withdrawn.
Wow. Yeah, that's why I said I noticed it. And I'm like, is he out?
Looks like he is.
Wow.
I don't know whether he's officially out.
I don't think he's officially withdrawn all the way, but still, the fact remains is he's withdrawn for tonight.
I think they're giving him a first day bye. I think, I don't know, with the whole 2 Yokozunas being out, so they have to do
he doesn't need a first round bye,
Yeah. No, okay, they bring someone up from Juryo to face him if that was the case.
Yeah, Juryo 1 is coming up. That's Yago came up. Yago's up for the match.
Okay. So
yeah, Yago versus Chitomaru tonight.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, how about this down in Juryo there, Sal? Sal. Uncle Sumo, Aminishiki. Still hanging around the top.
Oh, he's still there. My God.
40 years
I am
old.
Still hanging.
40 years old. I'm almost sure you're going to see him break up into Makuuchi yet again, and he'll be the oldest man to be promoted from Juryo to Makuuchi, which is,
I am almost here.
We call him Uncle Sumo on the Twitch channel I watch it on.
Oh, jeez.
Well, he's the sentimental favorite of all of us.
I mean, okay, here's the biggest question to both of you then. Here's the simplest question. I think it's the biggest, basically. Who are your picks for going far on this one? Who's going to win the whole thing, I guess?
That's tough.
Yeah.
I know who I'd like to see win it, but,
Go ahead. Call it out.
I'm a Tochinoshin guy through and through.
Yeah.
Okay.
He kind of caught my attention last year, November.
Yeah.
He caught my attention then, and I was like, oh, who is this guy? So I started doing some looking around, and I'm like, oh. And then he went ballistic in January.
Yeah.
I mean, he never starts more than 6-0 during any tournament. What does he come out 9-0 in the first 10 matches or first 9 matches? He's 9-0.
Yeah,
and loses one, the 10th one, and then rips the sheet off. It's like, wow, guys.
Yeah. I think he'll have a good tournament. I feel like Takayasu's due for a breakout.
Yeah.
I mean, he went 11-4 last time. He went 9-6 the tournament before that, but he was just getting back from an injury. The 2 tournaments before that, he finished runner-up, going 12-3. So, I mean, I feel like this could be his tournament because he's a very solid wrestler.
He is.
Can't say much. Can't go against it, but yeah, he is a very solid.
So I mean, I feel like he's due for a breakout. I think this might be his tournament.
And if I remember correctly, you got the 3 brothers. You've heard about the 3 brothers, right?
No, I haven't.
You got Wakataka Kage, Wakataka Moro, and there's one other brother, and they're all in the same.
One other Waka, I think. Waka,
yeah, there's 3 Wakas. And
there's 3 Wakas.
Yeah, Wakataka Kage is now Jurio 6.
Okay.
I see him moving. He started the year in Makushita. Way down. And
okay.
This is his 4th tournament now coming up in Jurio. And he's a tiny little shit. He is. He's small. But he's something else. He's something else to behold. Yeah, he's height 181 centimeters, weight 121 kilos. So, he's got one championship. I think that was when he got promoted to Jurio. Was he had the one championship? I think he went 7-0 in Makushita. So,
someone I'm curious to watch for this tournament in Makuchi. That would have to be a
here we go. I got the whole thing. One of his son is Wakataka Kage. The other one is Wakataka Kamoto. The other one is Wakamoto Haru. So all of them are Wakas.
Yeah, they're all in the same stable.
Yep.
They're all have the same father, who coincidentally is Wakabayama Sadao. So there's that.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see once all 3 of them make it to Makuchi. It's going to be real interesting.
Yeah.
Because Wakataka Kage was the first one, and he's the youngest. He's the baby. The brothers, his two brothers that he's with are older than him, and he already made it up to a salaried position. So it's like, whoa, okay,
yeah.
But I like that kid. I really like him.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some people who have been disappointing lately.
Oh God, there's plenty of them. We talked about one of them already.
Okay.
Yeah, here's another one.
There was Ichinojo. Another one? Tamayashi, yeah.
Tamayashi. Okay.
Here was a guy who was like a staple of a staple of Sekawaki. He went, let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4 tournaments in a row at Sekawaki. Just staying there stably. Like you'd never think he would go down. Then he goes 7-8 and goes to Komosubi. Then he goes 7-8 again and goes down to Megashira. Then he comes back with a Jun Yusho runner-up tournament. Back at Sekawaki. It's like, all right, maybe he's back. Maybe he's back to start the year. It has been all downhill since, really. Gets to Megashira 1 West. Well, first he goes 6-9, goes down to Megashira 1 West, goes 9-6. Gets back up to Megashira 1 East, gets a couple 8-7s, gets up to Komosubi, and then he just goes 4-11 last tournament.
Yeah,
that's bad. That's just bad.
It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
It is truly sad. I mean, like I said, that is why he went. What did he go last?
11. He went 4-11 last tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, like, I'm surprised he's actually as high as he is, to be completely honest. There is no going 4-11 and you're at Megashira 2 West. No.
They're giving him the benefit. See, again, the JSA, giving someone the benefit.
Yeah.
Of the doubt.
Yeah.
They are.
I call it the Kisenesato rule.
Okay.
Well, I mean, at least for Kisenesato, he can't be demoted. He'd have to be asked to retire.
That's true.
So, like, I can at least understand that much. Yeah.
On a technicality basis, that is pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to say, Leah, but like you said, he's got Tamawashi's got Tochinoshin tonight.
He's going to lose.
And then he's got Mitakayumi tomorrow night. He's going to lose.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it ain't looking good for him. But like somebody was, I mean, we could talk about more disappointments. Like, and it kills me to say this because I like this guy a lot. No show. Oh man,
no show. Yeah, he's been falling. He's been falling like a stone.
Yeah, I mean, he started really great. First gets into Makuchi, goes 10-5 first 3 tournaments. Gets up to Komosubi, goes 8-7, retains his rank. He's a nice hot shot upstart young whatever.
Okay.
Hot shot upstart. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. I can get the words out.
Yes, of course.
Then he gets injured.
Yeah.
It goes all the way down to Juryo. But then he wins Juryo, and he comes back up into Makuuchi and goes 10-5 again, and we're all like, yes, he's back.
Huh.
And then he goes 4-11.
Yeah. He's now making sure at 13.
I mean, that's going to be an easy place for him.
13 East. And he draws Endo tonight.
I think he can beat Endo.
Yeah, Endo still got that problem with his arm.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for Endo because he had really been putting it together.
Yeah, and then he got hurt.
Yeah. So, I mean.
See, that's another thing. That's another thing that concerns me about, I love that. Don't get me wrong. I love sumo. I love how these guys are. Okay. But in your opinion, and I'm going to say that in your opinion, Sal, does it seem fair that the only rank that does not get demoted is Yokozuna? Because if they're injured, they can take time. They can take as many tournaments off as they want and never lose their rank. But let's say, God forbid, something happens to Tochinoshin's other knee. He's going to drop all the way back down to Johnny Don.
Yeah.
By the time he comes back.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is fair. I don't know. I'm not against it, mainly because the requirement for Yokozuna is so strict in the first place that it's sort of like at that point, like having you lose it, you'd never get it back, quite frankly. So I'm kind of fine with that.
Yeah.
But I feel like there needs to be like I know, like, you have to retire, quote, air quote. What they pretty much mean is, no, you're forced to quit. I feel like they should get on people for that a bit more.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason Kisenesato should have had 8 tournaments off in a row. If he'd had the surgery, I could accept it. He did not.
Yeah, that was a bit. I feel like with him, part of it was he was the first Japanese Yokozuna in like 20 years.
I don't get. You know what though? Is that right?
I mean, I'm not saying
right.
I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying is that's their rationale behind it.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I mean, here's the thing, because I think it brings up a good point, because sometimes, in terms of this case, usually doing the things by the book doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right thing. So
yeah, I mean, like, they wanted to give him a chance to get healthy, and part of me can see why. Like, I mean, like, because you see him in his last 2 tournaments that he wins, and like, he looked great. I mean, especially the last one where he pretty much just willed his way to victory despite a terrible injury. Mm-hmm. So, like, you look at that and I could see them being like, well, this guy showed so much fighting spirit. We want to keep him on, and we want to give him more chances.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Do I think they gave him too much chances? Probably, yeah. But I can see why they did. And I mean, to be fair, he had a solid tournament last time, so maybe, their faith in him will pay off.
Hard to say, but
and it's not like he didn't try and come back, because he did, like, multiple times. He shouldn't have.
It's hard to gauge with him in a way, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, when he's healthy, the dude is great. It's just, do I ever know when you're going to be healthy?
Yeah. It is a hard process to do and try and guess the whole thing, because
it is difficult. It is difficult. But here's the thing. This is where I give Tochinoshin all the credit in the world. He basically blew all the ligaments out in his knee.
Yep.
Okay. Uh-huh. He knew the only way to make it right was to have surgery. Mm-hmm. He bit the bullet and took it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Kisenesato is in a position where he will not be demoted. Go get the damn surgery to fix it right. Instead of trying to use therapy. If you look at his arm, it's atrophied. They don't look the same.
Uh-huh.
His chest is in bad shape on that side. And all you got to do is work to that side, and you can beat him because he's not as strong on the left side as he once was.
True.
So you work that side, he's gonna fold on you.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It really is sad.
Yeah.
To see.
It does in a way.
You know, he's in a position where if he takes a year off because of surgery, that's fine. That's a legit reason to take it off. But to take a year off just because, it's not, my arm's not quite right yet. I can't. No, come on. I'm looking at him more along the lines of, Brock Lesnar. I have an ingrown toenail. I can't wrestle.
Oh, jeez.
I have said that and gotten people to agree with me.
I mean, you're not wrong. You know, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I mean,
he's not Brock Lesnar. Let's be fair to the man. He is not Brock Lesnar, Taker. You know this.
I know this, but I'm saying his actions and him being an absentee champion reminds me of such.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like.
So I look at it this way: with Hakuho and Kakuryu being out, it's like those two Mongolians are saying, "Okay, Mr. Jap, okay, Mr. 8 tournaments in a row, not out. We were carrying the flag. It's your fucking turn."
Here's the thing: the way that they said it kind of sounds like that. But what if it backfires? What if, I'm gonna take this opportunity and just show you two Mongolians I'm gonna do it. So and he did.
If he wins it, hey, even better. I will give him his props. Okay, but if he falls on his face,
I told you so.
No, the fans of sumo in general are going to start mumbling. And the media is going to start mumbling about maybe Kisenesato should retire.
Oh.
You know this. You know this, Sal.
Yeah.
Not within realm. How old is Kisenesato again?
31, I think. I can tell you in a second. Hang on.
32.
32, yeah.
He's 32.
With right now, the average age of Yokozuna is 31.5 years.
Yeah.
Well, he's at the prime. He hasn't really went to the end yet, so there is that too.
But this whole the JSA has basically painted themselves into a corner.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine.
They got all these older Yokozuna and Ozekis. They've got no one really young and upcoming that's setting anything on fire. The only one that's really I feel has any shot at moving into Sanyaku ranks is maybe Kaisei.
But he's not there.
Well, he was a Komosubi. He's been a Komosubi twice this year and has lost it because of his poor performances at becoming Komosubi. It's like when the quality of his opponents, increases to more in the Sanyaku ranks. He can't seem to get over that. Can't get over that hill. Can't get over that hump.
Well, here's what I'll say. I don't think the JSA is really painting themselves into a corner yet. Mainly because once Hakuho retires, that's when you'll get the guys who can step up. You need to remember, when you have the greatest of all time there, you're not going to get as many people. You're not going to win against him a lot. And a lot of people have. So once he's gone, it'll open up the gates. Do I think the quality of sumo will be as good as when he was there? Probably not. But at least you'll still get Yokozuna and Ozeki out of it because, hey, now that guy who is the all-powerful one is gone. You know what I mean?
But the media is already coming at Hakuho because he's already talking about he wants to manage his sumo a little bit more, which is basically code speak for I'm going to take a few more tournaments off just because I want to.
Well, I'm going to defend him here.
I don't see anything. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm going to say this before you go off on me. I don't see a thing wrong with it.
No, I don't either.
Because he's been going at it consistently. This has been his worst year, injury-wise. He has been going at it, 60, 70, 80 matches a year just in the tournaments.
Yeah.
And don't forget all the tours. You know, this guy's schedule, these guys' schedule, and I started looking at it. We've all complained about WWE's schedule. And so, ladies and gentlemen, check out Sumo's schedule. You got to ask 6 months in advance to be off of one of the tours.
Yeah.
Have to sort of
look at Tochinoshin.
Yeah.
He won the tournament in January. He finally went home in what, May or no?
July.
No, he went home June.
Okay.
I met his daughter. She was 8.5 months old.
Yeah. I know. It's hard. I mean, here's the thing with Hakuho. Something you need to remember. His goal, one of his dreams, is to perform like the opening ceremony for the Olympics, which will be in Japan in 2020. He wants to make it that long, dude.
Yeah, so, I understand that, and I can see that, and you know, that's why I said, you know, the him managing his appearances. I would be nice to see him take time off from the tours.
Yeah,
that he doesn't really need to do. You know, pick and choose where he goes and train more. Just train. Stay home and train.
Yeah, plus he just got off of surgery, so I mean, he's probably going to miss. He's missing at least this one. I'd imagine he's probably going to miss January.
I doubt he'll miss January because he's already saying he'll be back in January raring to go.
Oh wow. This guy's a workahorse. This guy is an absolute workhorse. And like
Are we saying that he's he's what? He's road rage?
Yeah. I would say he's like Roman Reigns work rate wise because he works just as hard as that man did.
Yeah, no, Hakuho, he's amazing. I could gush on him for years.
Oh, I mean, I've watched it. I've watched him, and he was one of the first ones that caught my attention. Sal, you know this.
Yeah, no, he's good. I mean, but let's talk about some other people who have been pretty good lately. Who was that? I believe it was this man, Tochinoshin. He's put together a couple of Tochiozan.
Tochiozan. Okay.
Yeah, he's done well for himself. It's like he is seeing the amount of attention and press that his fellow stablemate Tochinoshin's getting, and he's like, "Ooh, I want some of that too."
Of course.
And he's picking it up.
Yeah.
And that's what you like to see. I like to see that.
Yeah.
Tochiozan's a young kid. He's young, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's pretty young. Let me check.
1987. No, he's not. He's 31 years old.
Yeah, no. But like, here's the thing with him, you know, he's all the way down at Mega Shira 15, middle of the year. And then he puts together some pretty nice tournaments in 8-7, 10-5, another 8-7. He's all the way up at Mega Shira 2. So he's building some momentum. So I mean, this could be the tournament that gets him into the Sanyaku ranks.
Yeah, I'd like
Hopefully
to see
so. If he can make it, if he can keep consistency, because I always say the whole issue with these guys working in the sumo business is that they are wildly inconsistent.
Yeah. No, that's the thing with sumo. It's so hard to be consistent constantly. And I mean, you know, you're going to have some rough patches. I mean, another guy who's doing pretty good is Harumafuji.
Yes, but didn't he have the concussion issue recently?
Did he? I can't remember.
Wasn't he the one that got concussed and basically was falling down going to the back? I believe that was him. I think that was him in July.
Yeah.
May or July. He was in a match with Yuden and got his spinal cord bruised and looked real. And what pissed me off in that tournament was this. Okay, no one came out to help him get back to their back. Okay? The next goddamn night, a shimpman got a fat, one of the wrestlers fell on him, right? There were 3 attendants there to take care of him. The shimpan's more important than the Ricochet? I don't think so. No. There should have he needed help to the back and he should have got it. But again, it's this macho bullshit that bugs me about these guys.
True. Can't say much.
You're not wrong.
Swallow your pride, guys. Swallow your pride and take the help. If you need it, take it. There's no shame.
You're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's how it's been. That's how the sport is. Like, you're not wrong. It should be like that. It's just how the sport is. I mean,
true. It is how the sport is, because with too much pride, I am too proud to ask for help in a way.
Yeah.
I want to say that because I hate to rag on sumo a lot, but that's the basis of it all, because every single time in each and every any kind of sport, it's for Japanese, it's more I have my honor and pride to protect. And this is not me making fun of the Japanese culture, because it is what it is, but it is what it is that led us to go down this road, because it is this.
Yeah.
It is the exact same pride and honor that you have that, well, makes us say that, oh, you guys are just these guys are just being too proud to not ask for help, when obviously you want help and you can't say much about it, because what if I do this and I say this and then somehow I get people say I get insulted in a way, if you want to go there.
Offended.
Yeah, offended too.
But and the guy Chris Gould, he looked at some of the interviewing that went on for Hakuho, and he was saying the double meaning for some of the questions. And
of course, yeah, because here's the thing: to some of the Japanese phrases that you can actually get, they have subtle double meanings, because one word in Japanese can mean a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
Because even something simple as a person, which is hitori, can be translated as one bird, which is hitori. So
yeah.
Yeah, you two understand that better than I do.
Not much anyway. Not too good. Just good enough to escape.
Yeah, like I said, you two understand it better than I. Both of you.
Yeah.
Sal, because he's learning the language. Are you still taking that class in college, or are you done with it?
Sadly, I'm not, because I have so many other required classes I have to take that I don't have the time. So
that means, yeah, you don't have the time to finish it off. It's okay.
I'm disappointed still, though. I wish I had the time.
Well, at least now you can watch the coverage on the sumo coverage in Japanese and have somewhat more of an understanding.
Yeah.
Of what's being said.
True.
Yeah.
True. That's one plus point, and the other thing is that you can actually watch anime without going blank, or just okay. I think I understand what you're just trying to say.
Yeah,
just a little bit, but
just a little bit.
Anyway, it's going to be just to quickly run through with all of this. I think it's going to be an interesting autumn basho. We're gonna go there. I just got the news. Kaisei injured his left leg in practice on Tuesday.
Oh, Kaisei.
On Tuesday. And he plans to, but actually his stable master Tomozuna said that the Brazilian plans to enter the tournament after resting for about 3 days. I think that's why they haven't really said that he withdrew completely. He's just taking 3 days off.
Okay. That's actually a pretty common thing to do. Like, if you're slightly hurt, you'll maybe miss a few days and then come in later.
That's a smart. I call that a smart move.
I mean, I haven't even really touched about how. Okay, to those of you who do not know, Kyushu is actually quite unique in terms of sumo. In terms of sumo wrestling locations and whatnot, the whole thing, because some stables, because over here it's very cold, number one, and number two, over there is very cold, number two, sometimes stables prefer to train on an open air ring, for example, at a place called Sumiyoshi Jinja. So there's that. It's also it's kind of sort of like unannounced or uncommon for a annual Yokozuna ring entering ceremony to be the same place that a stable would train every day. So there's that. And to some of you who are actually in Japan and actually at Kyushu Island, you can actually just go to the area and you can see the stable master put his charges through the paces on the raised ring under an elaborate roof. So tourists, it's a good spot for a tourist, tourists to go there, especially.
We're not having the murderous heat.
Oh no,
that we had in what was that? Where was that? Sir, that was July's tournament. Where was that one?
Wasn't that Ryogoku?
Mm-hmm. And it is at your Ryogoku Kokugikan. So because
but it was very, very hot there. I'm trying to think of the city it was in now.
Because there's a couple of differences here. Over at Kokugikan, you have the clanging and banging steel pipes inside the arena in the week leading up to the ring. Over at Kyushu, however, you don't have that. You also don't have no presentation of giant portraits to the previous tournament winners immediately afterwards. You don't have that in Kyushu because
that's only done in Tokyo.
Yes, because this is a non-Tokyo Dohyo Matsuri. So this is a non-Tokyo Dohyo Matsuri. Every single Matsuri Dohyo Matsuri that happens outside of Tokyo, you don't have this kind of like elaborate.
You don't have the pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, elaborate pomp and circumstance because it feels like regional meet. It feels like you're having a regional meet here, but for Kyushu Basho, this is not a regional meet. This is a grand tournament.
Yeah.
So if you feel for those sumo fans who are watching that say, why is there no pomp and circumstance? This is not because of and it's not because of it's not that important. It's just that this happens outside of Tokyo. That's it.
Yeah.
And then there's also the fact that the JSA will move heaven and earth whenever a tournament is held outside of Tokyo. So everybody's gonna move there and then sit to Fukuoka. I think it's gonna be at Fukuoka. They're gonna sit there for about 6 weeks. Every single people, hundreds of people, wrestlers, stable masters, hairdressers, referees, administration staff they're just gonna sit there. So,
yeah.
It's just fun.
It's
just fun to go watch
for every tournament outside of Tokyo. There is a lot that has to be moved.
Yep.
Just in personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say about the clay that they have to bring in.
Yes.
For the dohyo.
Yes.
Which that's another thing that gets a lot of play is that some people say the dohyo now is too high based for the speed. No, for the speed and the power of these Rikishi today, we're seeing Rikishi being launched in the second and third row now.
Yes, true.
Which is something you didn't see back is what 15, 20 years ago. You weren't seeing people going into the second and third row. Now you are.
Now you are. Yes, this is true.
Do we need to drop the dohyo down some?
I'm sure it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I agree it's fine, but we're purists, Sal.
I mean, there's a lot of. And then there's also the rare opportunity for you, like I said, rare opportunity for any people like locals or tourists to get a glimpse of these sumo wrestlers in action over at Kyushu, because for most of the time, the preparations that these sumo wrestlers do are behind closed doors, and not many people are allowed to go see it. But considering the fact that some of the locations in Kyushu, like Shikihidebeya, one of the places where the sumo wrestlers are going to go and practice and whatnot, it sometimes gives you a rare opportunity to take a glimpse, because number one, it's out in the open, and number two, like I said earlier on with Shikihidebeya, the sumo base there is nestled right behind a giant shipbuilding crane right on the waterfront. So that's a unique thing that you want to see, and quite quirky as well. So There's a lot of unique arrangements of the stables that goes to practice. There's a lot of unique locations, and most of these unique locations that they were set are usually open air, so people can actually go around, just do their daily job, and sometimes just go see. Oh, there's a sumo wrestler and his stable master practicing. Stable master teaching the know-hows onto their stable hands. So there's that.
You were talking about earlier, Sal, disappointments. How about surprises of who's been moved up from where they were moved up?
Who?
It's interesting to look at that too. Because there were some rather sizable jumps this time around. I was seeing people that were like making sure 10s, 11s, and 12s moving up to hello, up George. You still there, Sal?
Yeah, am I still here?
Yeah, I
yes,
hear
you are. We are.
Yeah,
okay.
Like I said, there are some of these Maegashira now that are in the higher end that were in the lower end going into the tournament.
Yeah.
It seems like most of the Kachikoshi records are from like 10 down, and everybody above Maegashira 10 was Make Kochi, which was really different, which is really odd to see, which caused a big shakeup at the top. It was like you said, Hokuto Fuji was a surprise, because he went from East Megashira 1 to West Megashira 1 in one tournament. That's a pretty sizable jump.
It is.
It is in a way, yeah. Yep.
You don't see that. You don't see those kind of jumps, but I think the JSA wanted to, like you said earlier, wanted to stir the top up.
Yeah.
True.
I think they need a bit of a stir up at the top. I've been disappointing, especially guys like Shodai. I mean, God.
Yeah, Shodai has been a disappointment this year.
Yeah.
Another disappointment. Okay. More disappointment.
Yeah, he's. I don't even know where he is. Where is he now?
He's 4 East, and he's had two straight 6-9 tournaments. And I mean, this is a guy people had pegged for making an Ozeki run. So,
yeah, he was January. He was making sure a 4 East, and he was making sure a 4 West. He went 7 and 8 in those two tournaments. May he went 9 and 6. So, then he had 6 and 9 the next two.
Yeah,
he's been inconsistent as all hell.
Yeah.
And 2 of his 6 wins in the last tournament were by
forfeit.
Or in July were by forfeit. One was to Tochinosin, the other one was Koto Shogiku.
Yeah.
So
true. I agree.
So it's
Yeah. Speaking of poor Koto Shogiku, how the mighty have fallen.
Oh yes. He's down in Jurio now. No, he's
not.
Megashira 9 East.
There you go. He's at Megashira.
Yeah,
9.
I mean,
okay.
He started the year in as West Megashira 2 and went 7 and 8.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
March.
But even before that, like at the end of at the beginning of 2 years ago in 2017, he was. It has not been good times for him.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, you're there. All of a sudden you were skipping around. It sounded like you were in some kind of techno mode.
It's like you were choppy.
You got a little choppy.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I was saying, at the beginning of the year, 2 years ago in 2017, Koto Shikiku was an Ozeki, and now he's Megashira 9 East. So
yeah, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
Well, he started this year as making sure 2 West.
Okay.
And went 7-8.
Uh-huh.
Only dropped 1 position, went to East Side, making sure 3, went 6-9 in March. May, as making sure a 5, he got 8-7.
Uh-huh.
July he was 3-8-4, which means he withdrew from the tournament the last 4 days.
Uh-huh.
And now he's making sure a 9, but he went 7-8. So since May, he's won 10, lost 16, and was absent 4 days.
Yeah, and it's not been good.
No. Is there some kind of injury that we don't know about that he's dealing with?
I have no idea.
True. I don't think, based on any of what I see, nothing. There's nothing coming up really. So it's a little bit tricky to guess on that one. So
yeah, it is. Because here again, you talked about, you mentioned consistency earlier. It's, MDS. Yeah, in sumo, it is very difficult to be consistent because, unlike WWE or anything else, this is not predetermined.
No, of course. This is people going out and trying to win matches because if they win, they move up. If they lose, they drop. It's true meritocracy here. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like about it. And the matches are so short.
Yeah.
Average match length is what, 25 seconds? Sal?
Oh, way shorter than that.
If that. If you see a match go over a minute, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is a marathon.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I've seen the 4-minute break once in my life.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know it. It goes anytime they go 4 minutes, they stop the match, let the guys go get water, whatever, walk around, and it's the job of the Gyoji to get them in the exact same position they were in when they went to break.
Yep.
Or as close to it as they can.
Yep.
Now that is a trick.
They have to be at the exact same spot or just about the exact same spot.
That is rare. That is interesting to say the least.
That is a crazy amount of attention to detail, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, I think it was earlier this year, wasn't it, Sal, that one of the Mawashis became undone?
Oh, yeah.
During the match, and the Gyoji stopped those guys. They're sitting there holding each other. He reties the back of the Mawashi, checks the other one, and then slaps them both on the shoulder, and they continue going. It's like, wait a minute. Wait.
Hososeki.
What's going
Let me
on
tie
here?
up your Mawashi, and then
What's going on here? It's like I had forgotten about that. It's like, oh yeah,
They have that.
There was a total fairness. The Gyoji retied and tightened up the Banzuke tightened up the Mawashi for one. So he went and tightened to make sure the other one was tightened right, and then started them up.
Yep. They have to.
Yeah.
It's within the rules because they also know that yes, your Mawashi is down.
You forfeit the match.
Yeah.
Your Mawashi comes off. You are basically naked, and you lose the match.
You lose honor by losing your Mawashi in a way. So there's that kind of argument. But hey, not complaining about that at all. I don't really understand any much of it. But yeah, I mean, it is going to be an interesting basho, that's for sure. With all of the Yokozunas, almost all of the Yokozunas out.
Yep.
Number one, and number two, is this going to be just as the usual? If I dare to say, is this going to be just the usual thing for the rest of the sumo division, the sumo wrestlers down at the card, or is this a stepping stone for most of them to actually make their case and flaunt their way up?
I think this will be a tournament where you see some unexpected stuff. Since 2 of the top guys are out, I think this will be a time where you'll get some breakout performances because this is going to be a moment for a lot of people because it's a weaker field. So this is going to be a time where someone tries to seize their moment.
Right.
Yes. Correct.
I'd like to see Tochi seize the moment and win it all. I mean, but like I said, how fitting would it be for the year for this year for him to start with a win, tournament, a Yusho, and end the year with a Yusho? That would just be fitting, especially with the kind of year he's had.
Yeah, no, it would be a good way to end the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my heart is anyway.
Hey, don't heart don't fail you now. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been. Don't ask me how I got suckered in by him. There was just something about him that I liked. Maybe it's because we both have had knee injuries in our life or something like that. I don't know, but his brand of sumo, he's as strong as an ox.
Yeah.
He's got more muscles than Takayasu does. And that's another big asshole Zeki. He's got those. Isn't he the one that has those big pecs or the traps that when he does the flex, they all stand up on his neck. It's like everybody loves that. Yeah, I think that's the one. All the women just melt. That's another. Okay. We could talk about that too. Who's got the most women fans, Sal, in your opinion, that scream out the most?
I have no idea.
I don't have any idea really.
I think it's a toss up between Abi and Ryuden. Those two.
Really now. Really.
Yeah, a lot of people say Ryuden looks like a celebrity of some sort. Could be in movies, they say. I don't know. And Abi is one of those kids. He's one of those guys that he's young yet. He's one of those guys that seems like he's just happy to be there.
He's just happy to be there. Wow.
Well, I mean, he's always smiling.
Fair enough.
He can't stop smiling.
It's like the night he defeated Hakuho the day after his birthday. He said, "I got to call my mom." Or was his mother's birthday? I got to call my mom and tell her I won. It's like
he's just so innocent.
He is so innocent. He is so funny. That's what I love about him. I mean, once Tochinoshin leaves, retires or whatever, I've got the next one already. I'm watching is Abi because I like him.
Oh wow,
he's arms and legs. I mean, he's got these huge long arms.
Mm-hmm.
If he ever can get his sumo right, he's going to be good. He's going to be really good because he's got those long arms, so he can push you way out.
Okay, let's see. How old is Abi again?
27, I believe.
He got the whole world in his hands. So.
Oh no, he's 24. Excuse me.
He's a baby.
Then yes, again, he's got the whole world in his hands. He can do anything.
And he draws Kagayaki his first match, but yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I think that's another young guy. Yeah. 24 also.
Okay. Found. What am I saying? Okay, that's great.
Yeah, two young lions.
Two young lions. Oh god. I haven't even touched on wrestling in this commander, but I can open generalization on the point.
Well, we can talk a little bit about pro wrestling.
Yeah, here's the thing though. If I want to segue on that in pro wrestling, I have to agree with George on one thing. What a year Hiroshi Tanahashi has had. What a year! I mean, the guy has been solid. The guy has been excellent ever since going into the G1, winning the G1, and going out from it. He has been on a roll, even at the age that he was right now. So
true. But like I said, I'm not someone that follows that.
I know
Japan much.
I know.
Your girlfriend, your fiance is the one that got you.
Yeah,
heavy the NJPW.
Yeah, but here's the thing, because it also leads up to the whole thing about our Golden Bullet Awards in the case.
Yeah,
I think he's a lock on for best wrestler for the year. Surprises.
Like I said, I'm sitting here. I'm struggling. I don't even remember all the categories. You
don't. I don't, but I can search.
Yeah, I think we had like 20 something.
Yes. But in any case, I mean, that guy has been on a roll. And when I think I say for a lot of people when I say that, at first I wanted to have Kenny Omega to hold the title, but now it's the whole Kenny Omega holding the the IWGP World Heavyweight title is just disappointing in a way. He hasn't really done anything because that's one thing. And for another, the whole thing between him in Wrestle Kingdom 13, where Kenny Omega clashes against Hiroshi Tanahashi, it's going to be a battle of two styles, where Tanahashi is 100% committed to the style of the NJPW, where he's raised in where he's trained in the dojo. Omega, on the other hand, is the guy who travels around and he learns from his travels and experiences while doing wrestling all around the world. So it's a clash against two personalities, basically. So that's an interesting matchup to go with, and in my opinion, it's going to be a hard one to call. I mean, who's going to win? I mean, I would love to see Omega have something to do, something tangible to do with this title, but because as of right now, he's not doing anything. He's not doing much to generate interest.
He's just having a big circle jerk with all his friends. Let's be completely honest here.
In all agreements, yes. I'll have to say that. He has been pushing his friend Kota Ibushi off on the forefront while he carries the belt. He did that all in while he's still carrying the belt as well. Basically, just a huge circle jerking. So there's that. That's one quick takeout for me for NJPW that far. There's not much. The whole storyline leading into Wrestle Kingdom still is going as much as you expect it to be. There's one. And as for a quick recap on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, here's 4 points that I because you guys haven't really watched it. Here's 4 points that I wanted to pull for Raw. Number one, I feel like it's time to rebuild the tag team division.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, the tag division, I think as a whole, I won't say both for Raw, just for Raw. I could say for both Raw and SmackDown. It has been delegitimized. It has been delegitimized to such an extent that there's only two tag teams that I can believe do anything throughout the summer. Two believable tag teams throughout the summer. Rollins, Ambrose, and Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre. That's it.
And now we got Ambrose that turned heel on Rollins, and we still don't know why.
Yeah, number one. And number two, Akam and Reza from the Authors of Pain won the whole tag team this week. The whole Raw Tag Team Championships this week. So,
isn't this their second time with the belts now?
It is. I think it's the first.
Yeah, their first time with the Raw titles, but they did have the NXT titles.
Yes, they had the NXT. This is the first time for the Raw. So, because every time the creative team had the opportunity to put the titles and for, let's say, for example, on the Revival and reignite the fire after an acclaimed NXT run, it somehow didn't catch on. And then it took the team of Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil, split that. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt were forced to disband, and then the B team became afterthoughts. I just forget about the B team. I mean, so much effort, so much energy was put into the teams that made up a bigger single stars. Because each and every time you pair up this guy and this guy to attack, this guy and this guy to attack, they're big singles wrestlers, but when you combine them to a tag team, nothing happened. The rest of the division suffered. Because you're going to push these two top guys into a tag team, and then the rest of the tag team division is going to go stagnant. That's it.
Jeez.
I mean, sure enough, I hope, because with AOP being the champs right now and Lucha House Party coming in, I hope the creative team is making a genuine effort. From what I see from the highlights, anyway. So,
you know my opinions on creative as to why.
I know. But as the paragon of positivity, in a sense, I have to keep the positive, because
as long as there's one person whose initials are Vincent Kennedy McMahon at the top, creative's gonna suck.
I know, understand, but in any case, It's either the case whether they can stay focused enough to it, do it before they say, okay, let's combine, say, Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins together in a tag team. Oh no.
Yes, that's
I don't want that happening. Keep the tag teams with the tag teams. Keep the storyline going with the tag teams, please. Because I have to agree with you, Taker. Recent history with WWE dictates this will not be the case. They're gonna combine two main event single stars into a tag team, and here's your tag team. And then next year's draft, where two guys, one sport, we're gonna go, oh, this guy and this guy has tagged before. So
yeah.
We could do that. That's point number 1 for Raw. Point number 2 for Raw. Ronda Rousey cuts an excellent promo ahead of Showdown to Becky Lynch. I mean, the response was awesome as well, because Becky Lynch, of course, Stone Cold Becky Lynch. We've all been singing praises of Stone Cold Becky Lynch, but let's not forget, this was her finest promo to date on Monday this week. Ronda Rousey reminded
people were saying that promo was terrible.
Yeah. Some people say the promo was, of course, because you're going to fight against Becky Lynch. Everybody's going to say Becky Lynch is better when Ronda Rousey's side.
Yeah, the big question I'm going to ask both of you: who wins this match?
Probably Ronda.
Becky v. Ronda. But they got to protect. They got to protect Becky as well.
Yeah, true. That's why I'm thinking maybe Becky, because Ronda's loss, even with the belt, won't affect her as much. I mean,
I see his flaws.
It's hard.
I see shenanigans coming around.
By who? On Ronda Rousey's side, or on
by Nia Jax?
Or on Ronda Rousey's side, basically on Raw, basically Nia Jax jumping in. Okay,
right, and then Charlotte possibly on. We might see Charlotte run in. Hell, we might even see a Naomi run in just to stir shit up.
I'll come to SmackDown quickly on later. I like the line. I like the best line. I think she did. The best thing that Rousey did was ran down her accomplishments as part of UFC, dared Lynch to bring all of her anger and rage to Survivor Series, and ended with an exclamation point, basically saying that Becky Lynch may be the man, but Ronda Rousey is the baddest bitch on the planet.
Like I said, I didn't see it, so I don't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it sounds like she sounds more. Even though some people say it's terrible, it sounds like as if she's more and more comfortable with it right now. Because it sounded genuine anyway. So there was that. At least she's selling the product. And number 2, at least she's selling the product, Survivor Series, and Becky Lynch, her opponent.
Well, the thing I like about Ronda is that she's picked up this business so quickly, and nobody can deny that. Can they, Sal?
No.
You don't like Ronda, do you?
No.
Why?
Without getting too political here, she's a transphobe and a general piece of shit person.
Okay.
So,
okay. Without getting, all right.
I could look at that and just
I could see that.
I understand what you're saying, but that's her opinion, and those are her opinions and feelings, and she's entitled to have them, and therefore I respect it. I may not like it, but I respect it, and I'm able to separate that from what she does in ring. Mm-hmm. So I look at just the in ring stuff. And I like what I see
when
it comes to Ronda.
Okay. Third point. This might bite my ass, but I'm just gonna say it. Looking at the highlights of Raw last week, on this week actually, not last week. Technically, I can say last week because it's Sunday now. So depending on the day you decide when it's the next week or this week, this might not be a popular statement, but I'm just gonna say it. Kurt Angle's done as an in-ring performer.
Yes, he is.
He should be.
But he's still wrestling. He still wants to say that he can actually go and bump.
Well, it's like what happened at Blood Money.
Blood Money, yeah. Number 1 and I'm not going to touch on Blood Money.
We had four older wrestlers go. We had
I know.
Triple H, Shawn Michaels,
Mhm.
Kane, and Undertaker. And it's like, all of them need to get out of the ring and stay out of the ring.
And here's the thing, though. If you think that was bad, Monday night, Kurt Angle had to face off against the Scottish psychopath himself, Drew McIntyre, in the main event.
And I hope McIntyre made him look like a fool.
Oh, from the highlights, he does not look comfortable at all. At any point, he looks. If you want to say bad things about Blood Money, the same thing applies. He looks like an aging old guy, still holding on to the idea that I can wrestle still.
Yeah.
You're 50 something. Please stop wrestling.
He's not in his 50s.
I know, but
Kurt's only in his 40s, late 40s. But yeah, he needs to stop. Please.
Oh God. And I mean, the accolades speak for himself. He's arguably one of the best wrestlers ever to set foot. One of the best pure wrestlers to ever set foot inside the square circle. Yeah. And one of the fastest learners of the business and of the trade of the skills himself. I mean, he should let that legacy speak for itself rather than stepping into the ring one more time and just wrestle.
Yeah, that's true.
On one end of the coin, I understand why you want to go into the ring and fight again. On the other side of the coin, I just don't get it. Why? I mean, for the nostalgia, for the buzz, for the high, I don't know. Anyways, I'll quickly wrap up with a positive point. The last point for Raw. The Elias push is in full effect.
You see your face now?
Yes.
Okay.
If that isn't clear enough, okay. If I don't know whether you watched last week's Raw, not this one's. I don't know whether you watched that one.
Like I said, I haven't watched any WWE product in about 5-6 weeks.
Okay.
Other than Evolution.
Yes. Remember that in the highlights, Elias actually whacked Baron Corbin with his guitar. Number one.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yes. And if that is not an indication for a serious push, he actually won clean against former Intercontinental Tag Team Champion Dolph Ziggler.
Wow.
So because say about Ziggler's accomplishment as it is, he has been portrayed as a top tier athlete on Raw. I mean, he's been competing against in main events along Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and of course Roman Reigns as well. He's there. He's there and thereabouts on the top tier athlete. He's still team up with McIntyre, number one.
I never did understand that teaming. Did you?
I don't.
Did anybody?
I don't know.
Did you understand it?
Just understand what?
Dolph and Drew McIntyre being put together. Did you ever understand why?
Nah. I don't really question that, though. I just figure this is something stupid they're doing, so I'm not going to waste my time with it.
That's true. You live one hell of a blessed life, though, Sal.
I just don't question this shit. Like, I realized a while ago, it makes a lot more sense not to question why WWE does anything, because oftentimes it makes no sense.
Unfortunately, this is true, though. So,
this is true. He speaks the truth.
He speaketh the truth.
Yes, he does. The WWE right now makes absolutely no sense in the world.
But this makes sense. I mean, here's the thing. Elias turned face. He beat Dolph Ziggler. He beat Dolph Ziggler with his own finisher. Clean. Means something.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already...
That does have some meaning, but not much.
Not much, of course, but it has some meaning. But he's already an enemy of team captain for Survivor Series for Raw, Baron Corbin. So there's that.
Yeah.
Right now, they're deciding. Team Raw is still deciding who they want to put facing off against the classic 5-on-5 Survivor Series match against Raw and SmackDown. So there's that.
Are you okay, Sal?
Yeah, I just had a little tickle in my throat. I'm sorry.
Okay. I thought maybe that was maybe something sarcastic there.
Oh no.
Okay. And I'm gonna go on SmackDown's 4 points with an exciting update. Of course, Lynch cut an excellent promo running down Ronda Rousey once again, and of course, I have to say, Ronda Rousey cut one of the best promos in her career last Raw, but Becky Lynch totally owned her on SmackDown. Number one, and she also, and of course, she demanded a fight. And okay, I'll just cut to the chase, not beat around the bush. Sanity answer. Guess who made her debut?
Nikki Cross.
Yep.
But she lost to Becky clean.
Yep.
So they're turning her into a,
well,
they're going to turn her into a jobber as well. They're like the rest of Sanity. Sanity has not done anything since they come up.
Well, here's my take on that one. I mean, I agree on you. I agree with you on this take. Sanity has been a letdown, even though they delivered strong matches, consistency. The problem is they lack something pure, something fresh, something that symbolizes the whole Sanity as a whole, and that was Nikki Cross. Surprises. It's not actually Eric Young, Killian Dane, or Alexander Wolf. It's actually Nikki Cross who makes the stable more insane in a way, in the best way possible. So, sure, and on a brand standpoint, Nikki Cross still has obligations on NXT, but she should be a permanent fixture.
I know a secret, which has finally been revealed.
Yes, which has finally been.
It was Johnny Gargano who attacked Alice.
Oh no, Sal is not going to be happy hearing that.
Black probably deserved it.
Johnny Gargano's the heel in this. All praise Tommaso Ciampa. He's paisan to me.
He's paisan. Oh no.
I'm doing that to get a rise out of Sal, and it's not working.
It's bad enough. It's bad enough that Sal is getting a little bit antsy, and then now he's gonna get that fact rubbed in his face. So there's that.
Sal knows I love him like a brother. He knows.
Yeah.
Okay. On a brand like SmackDown, you need fresh women's division stars, especially because over on this side, or this side of the blue brand, you rely heavily on Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Hopefully, Nikki Cross will make that brand even more fun to watch, especially for the women's division. Just
as long as they don't change her character.
I don't think so, because they actually had a solid match.
Let her remain the
white chocolate cheesecake of wrestling.
No, let her remain the totally insane, off the wall person she is right now.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, she give us Asuka and Nikki in a last woman standing match, and those two will tear the house down again.
I mean, I'll agree. Okay, that's one point. Point number two. Oh, I know I'm putting a broken record again and again, but when it's true, and if it's not broken, don't fix it. And of course, for you guys who watch SmackDown, the New Days and the Usos went to war again for the role of captain for the Tag Team Survivor Series Clash this time. After a competitive bout, the Usos won and announced that the New Day will join them on the team for Survivor Series, which is excellent. The New Day,
wow!
The New Day and the Usos going in for Survivor Series, join tag team for Survivor Series Clash.
That's a scary thought.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how many times did both of us, or Sal even for that matter, when he watches SmackDown, that is, wax lyrical about both the Usos and the New Day?
I've always been. I mean, those guys have always put on great matches against one another. Because when they did the whole respect thing in the center of the ring, that was great because it's you actually look at it, Joe. You can see they enjoy working with each other.
Yeah.
And they trust one another completely now. They each one they all know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and they play to each other's strengths, which is brilliant.
Yes. I mean,
but
these two teams have.
There's a heavy but in this.
Okay, go. I have a feeling
New Day needs to have some strife showing up. We need to start having we need to start having the
eventual breakup or something.
The eventual working towards the eventual breakup. It's time. Okay. I think New Day's run its course.
Okay.
It's not as fresh anymore. They're running out of
probably hopefully after WrestleMania. I can't see them doing the whole breakup after Survivor Series. I can't really see that. So what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is okay. This point, the third point, I'm gonna have to make special dispensation because this is both going to make Taker very, very angry and Sal very, very happy. The Miz and Daniel Bryan have been teamed up to be co-captains for Survivor Series.
Hooray!
And here's a hot take for you. No, this is not actually a hot take. This is actually a take, and actually a good take, because the dynamic between Bryan and Miz throughout the night, throughout the whole segment where they were paired up together, was great. I mean, sure, we already seen that when they did talking smack with one another, and the Miz pulling that that promo that he did on Talking Smack just showed that these two have more chemistry than what is shown previously. They can work well together. They back and forth hinted at the possibility of two working together down the line. I mean, it may not come soon, but the Miz could be in line for a fresh start. And here's the hot take that I have as a babyface.
Well, in Sal's eyes, Miz is the babyface.
Miz is always in the right. I don't know what you mean just in my eyes.
Sal, you and I have gone round and round on this. So I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even going there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have my opinions of the Miz, as do you, and we agree to disagree.
Okay.
I respect you too much, Sal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
oh God.
Okay, and here's the thing. As far as I remember, anyways, Miz has been playing the heel for a long time. One of his first face runs was mostly a dud. Part of that was very, very much, as you expect, bad booking and him not. Bad booking, number one, is the primary reason. Number two is that Miz hasn't really quite hit his stride yet back then. I don't know whether fans will likely buy right into cheering the Miz. I mean, it just probably, hopefully, if that happens, it comes to right story. I mean, he's already has Daniel Bryan working alongside him in that, and that guy is a magnet magnet of cheers and yeses and whatnot. I mean, sure, the story won't happen immediately, but probably just a gradual turn. But sure, and again, sure, this is another one of those weird hot takes that I got, but with Survivor Series coming down the road, two enemies can't just say we're gonna stay forever enemies. I mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. There is that. They can't eventually be great allies, which I hope they
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, never mind. And quick number 4. This is the last point for SmackDown. Oh, have you seen the outfit that Rey Mysterio has worn? Oh.
No.
He's wearing a vest now. He's wearing those sleeveless vests that you can see Undertaker wearing back when he was doing his final run. Basically, he's wearing that now. Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's wearing that now.
Okay.
And it's all black, and it's red, and it has a strange red triangle in the front of the crotch. Kind of sort of weird, but anyway. But that was not the point. That was not the point. But I thought that the outfit was kind of garish in a way for Rey Mysterio. But here's my point, though, in the quick one. WWE can't afford to waste Rey Mysterio and Andrade Cien Almas again, because they had Rey Mysterio fought Andrade Almas for the first time. And the future Hall of Famer did not disappoint. So, I mean, this match more than lived up to the hype that surrounded the potential clash for Mysterio coming back, because these two were fluid together, never let up. It was a great first showcase of what they can do together, but it should be the last time they fight with no story, because they're putting on a great wrestling performance, but they have no story behind it. The only story that they have was the two co-captains are trying to find people who to add into their team, and one of the fights was Mysterio versus Almas, and that's it. I mean,
well, I see something coming, because isn't Dominic down in NXT right now?
Dominic,
his son.
Let's see. I don't. Yeah, he is. He is. February, around February 20, around February 15th, I think the news was there. So he is. he real name Dominic Gutierrez will start. Is actually training there. He's actually training there, but he's not. I don't think that he's going to be introduced to WWE, but I believe he's going to make his pro wrestling career in Mexico if he's trying to do that.
I don't know. You could always have Selena Vega, come up with some kind of shit to get a rivalry started between him and between. Yeah, we could kind of revisit the whole. No, not really. No. Say the only the only reason that Dominic is in NXT right now training is because Ray's back.
Yeah, number one in NXT, because I think currently he's currently right now he's training with Lance Storm, I think, over in Canada. I can't really say for sure. I do believe he's training for under Lance Storm, because number one, he has his father Mysterio has signed a 2-year deal, of course, full-time performer, of course, and of course everybody remembers Dominic as the famously a pawn in the storyline feud between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero back in 2005. So
that was a whole different one.
Yeah, this is a whole different take, but anyhow, but okay, back to the point. These two, Almas has been drifting way too long without purpose. Give him a story with Rey Mysterio and be done with it.
Give him a story with somebody. Period.
With Rey Mysterio. Period.
Yeah, but I mean, he needs a story with somebody.
Yeah. Okay.
They're wasting this talent.
True.
I think Sal would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, though. Like, they are wasting him, but they waste pretty much everyone they have. So,
yeah, no shit. I mean, Jesus, they completely wasted Asuka. They've completely wasted. Who else? They're probably going to waste. They're totally going to waste Nikki Cross. They've wasted Sanity for the most part. They've wasted AOP for the most part. Everybody they've brought up from NXT has been basically put to the back of the line and made a joke of, look at the Good Brothers. I mean, we all thought there was gonna be something big with it. No. They sit in catering, please. But that's a whole other show.
Yeah. Okay.
We need to get this one wrapped up here pretty quick.
Okay, I'll wrap this up pretty quick with NXT, just covering the quick ones. I mean, you got Heavy Machinery versus the Forgotten Sons. Of course, the Forgotten Sons is actually Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake. So, and they're this time accompanied by a new guy named Jackson Riker. The match itself was actually much better than expected. I mean, checking out from the highlights of the action that they had was fast, hard hitting, and these two teams were excellently placed to be contenders to the tag titles. So that. And then on a quick note, it's a little bit early on, but even with impressive showings, does anybody really buy Heavy Machinery and the Forgotten Sons as threats to the Undisputed Era? Because you have champions as strongly placed, strongly booked as the Undisputed Era, both Strong and Kyle O'Reilly for that matter. they're booked pretty. They're being placed pretty strong on the card, and they're being booked pretty strong on the card. So, even with this kind of showing, I still can't. I still find it hard pressed to say that these two teams have what it takes to usurp the undisputed era anyway. So there's that. And then you have Dakota Kai versus Tainara Conti. Dakota Kai always favorite, but this one was an average fate by numbers match in a way because Dakota Kai is placed with a wrestler who's not quite on her level in Tainara Conti because she's fine, but clearly a star. But Dakota Kai is placed to be several steps ahead of Tainara Conti. So. And my wish is that supposedly my wish was that when Kairi Sane lost the title to Shayna Baszler, and Shayna Baszler is the two-time NXT Women's Champion, I thought that Dakota Kai could enter the title picture and put on a great story with Shayna Baszler. But
didn't she already have a storyline with Shayna Baszler where she was terrified of her?
Back then, before she faced Kairi Sane, yeah. Now, there's still right now the focus is still on Kairi Sane having that rematch against Shayna Baszler for Takeover. And then of course, again, this is gonna make Sal a little bit happy. Johnny Gargano came clean, of course. He turned full heel mode here because it's not just full heel mode; it's classic heel mode because. I believe during that promo he cuts an excellent one where he believes in his actions. He believes everything he does is absolutely justified, and that's the hallmark of a great heel. The best heels believe in their actions, even though it's bad, it's worse. Attacking Aleister Black for that matter, because he believes that Black was standing between him and his goal of defeating Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT title. So he states that he's still the same guy. All that's changed is that he's willing to fight a little dirty. So that's it's a great promo. It's not excellent, but it's a solid one that sets up a hell of a grudge match between Gargano and Black for that matter. And then, of course, Taker's favorite, last but not least, Taker's favorite person. Actually, both of these guys are Taker's favorite person. Velveteen Dream faced off against Lars Sullivan in the main event.
Didn't Dream go over clean?
No. Lars Sullivan defeated Dream.
That's right. Lars Sullivan won. Never mind.
Yep.
That's the guy that's kind of been forgotten about for a while.
Yep.
He was dropped. He was off of TV for a while. Lars Sullivan is, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, though. I'll say this on a quick note. And I'm sorry, Sal, I'm putting you on the side because I'm running quickly on this matter, too. The match was good enough for what it was, based on the highlights of it all. But I can see that it's not about Sullivan. And I agree with you, Taker, on that one, because Lars Sullivan has been put on the back burner for about a while now. Because the whole match is not much about Sullivan, more about the issues between Dream and the champion, Tommaso Ciampa. On that front, yeah, thumbs up. My only concern is that the bigger question that I have is Dream a babyface now? Because right now we're assuming that Ciampa is a heel now, so he is a heel. Is
Dream has been getting somewhat stronger pops towards the face side ever since the Aleister Black match.
Yeah, but
so I don't know. But I said, I like Patrick Clark.
Yeah, number one.
23 years old now,
and doing
and has such a grip on the business. It's ridiculous.
Yes. But
another one is just as good at that as Rhea Ripley. Thank you very much. 22 years old, and she just
gets it. Yeah.
You look at the heel stuff she's doing. She is owning it, and it is so brilliantly done. She is so brilliant, and she's so young.
I mean,
please, WWE, do not screw those two up.
and then here's the thing, though. With the whole Dream Ciampa focus, where does Lars Sullivan fall in all of this? He's just hanging around the title picture just long enough that it's not really surprising. But when the next person falls, falls prey to the NXT champ. Sullivan's time is about to jump, and someone else cuts it over. Hey.
I don't
When
know.
when will it hit Sullivan to realize that these guys are cutting way in front of me? I should be cutting in front of them. I should be getting this title match. I mean,
You're
a fight
asking
between
WWE.
Sullivan.
You're asking. Well, I can't say you're
No,
asking.
no, I
WWE.
can't say asking WWE because the booking is wildly different for these two.
Yeah.
So I'm asking NXT. So, where does Lars Sullivan fall in all of this? When is he going to realize? Oh, these guys are cutting. So I know I can defeat Tommaso Ciampa.
Right.
So
right. So
there's that.
Anyway,
I hope. I mean, the last thing I can say is that maybe, just maybe, Lars Sullivan has an influence during the takeover match and influence the main event in a way. So there's that. In that case, I don't really mind a lot with a schmaz finish or any kind of interruptions because it could set up something for Lars Sullivan.
Yeah,
it could. So there's that. And there you go. I got all my wrestling news, wrestling clean news out.
Yeah.
And granted, I only watched the highlights. I only watched some of the recaps that happened online or somewhere along the matter. Again, I haven't really subscribed back again to WWE, and yes, again, I have stated that in the future I would like to continue my subscription with WWE Network, but as of right now, it's still unsubscribed. I am actually having a fun time watching Netflix on repeat. So.
Yay!
Anyway.
Ooh, it was okay. It was 2 hours. I think it's a good time for us to.
Yeah, it's a good time for us to lock it up.
Yeah, because next week we are gonna have. Welcome back breakfast specials. Welcome back breakfast specials. How long has it been since the last breakfast special?
SummerSlam.
Yeah, and that was about what? 2 months ago.
That was August.
Ooh. August, 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 months ago. Welcome back.
3. Actually, 3 months ago.
3 months ago. Okay. Welcome back. Breakfast special. We're going to have our breakfast special next week. I thought I wanted to talk about Survivor Series this week, but okay. We can move it to next week and we can talk about it in depth for Survivor Series next week.
Yeah. So everybody's going to have opinions because
yes, everybody's going to have opinions.
After these Raw and SmackDowns, these are the go-homes that they're going to actually have solidified all the stories and the matches that are going into it. So
yes. The card is building up nicely.
It is.
I still am pretty much skeptical of their very fast, very rushed approach to all of this. Because personally,
some of it, yeah.
In my personal opinion, anyways, I feel like it's very rushed because these guys are churning out like what, Blood Money and then Evolution and then now Survivor Series. When those two shows proceeding before Survivor Series gets most of the builds and the Survivor Series was forgotten, and then when after those two were gone, Survivor Series is now and then we have to put every single kind of material, promo material, everything. It feels rushed in my opinion. So there's that. But we'll have an esteemed panel of guests. Hopefully we'll assemble an esteemed panel of guests to talk breakfast and talk crap about I got that wrong, actually. Talk graps and get your breakfast with Survivor Series on the breakfast special. So let's hear it like that. But in any case, Sal, I am sorry again for putting you on the back burner for about half an hour.
Are fine.
Yeah,
you guys are fine.
Putting you on the back burner for about half an hour, but here's your chance to actually put plugs on yourself. So,
you guys can find me at Kuzmano_Sal on Twitter, and I occasionally do it. Well, I haven't done a podcast in a while, but if you ever want to hear my show when I ever get it back up and running, it'll be at cedarbridgemedia.com. So yeah, check it out.
Has that name changed?
Oh yeah, it has changed. It's Out of Line Media now. Jesus, that goes to show you how long it's been and how little things I remember. So
that's all right. We all make mistakes. Ugh. Plugs in, yes.
Plugs. You first though. It's not my turn.
You can always find me Takers_Minion on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a follow. I don't tweet much. I talk mainly in direct messages because I don't like a lot of backlash for some of the stuff I put out there. You can catch me occasionally in the nightly and the daily over on Cage Side. Be aware, December 1, we were moving over to twitch.tv. Twitch.tv/ Los Ingobernables the podcast. That is the name of the channel we're going to have. There's going to be a group of us coming over there. It's going to be really neat and really fun. Have everybody in one place instead of all over our own different channels. We'll all be on one channel on the specific days of the week. You can catch me Monday nights at 8 Eastern, 7 Central for Connoisseurs of Wrestling, along with my wife, LL, Legends Lover, Biff Kensington III, and last but not least, George Curtin Jerker at Savis. And MDS, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Mr. Dr. Senju. That's MRDR Senju. You can also find me on the official Shootin' the Breeze Twitter channel. That is SHOOTINDABREEZ1. You can catch me on both of those accounts, especially on my own personal Twitter account, because, well, I talk crap about almost anything under the sun. Right now, I'm talking crap about Kamen Rider, which is somewhat surprising. So there is that. Chris, I'm sorry. I compared you to Tendo Soji. We both know that Tendo Soji is pretty over the top. But anyway, of course, I have other plugs to do. I have a lot of other plugs to do.
You know what? Just cover the main ones and just make it short today.
Okay. This is a curtain call, so there is this. I'm going to cover the most important plugs that I have, which is under the banner of Los Ingobernables the podcast. I have Two Guys One Sport with Chris Colgan and George Atzaves. These two fellows are very awesome and very excellent what they do. Catch them on Thursdays. They had a wonderful podcast this week. Catch them. Got Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling with William Fitzpatrick. We had Violent Wrestling Podcast with Ambrose Alley and Prince Foxley Lopez on Wednesdays, as well as, of course, Match Fixing with Don Sal Guzmano over at Out of Line Media. You have Ruthless Aggression Podcast with Metal Matt. You got Connoisseurs of Wrestling with TakersMinion, Biff Kensington III, George Chavez, and TakersMinion's lovely wife, a Legends Lover, as well as Grounds for Development, with Biff Kensington III and
Greg DeHole.
Greg number 5. So there is that. Anywho, this has been episode 67 of Shootin' the Breeze. I'm sorry that we actually talked about almost 2 hours about sumo wrestling, but I already told you guys last week we're going to talk about sumo wrestling this week. So
yep,
you guys have been forewarned. So there is that. Thank you, Sal, for jumping in. I do believe that this is all TakersMinion's doing.
Yeah,
all Takers doing.
Yeah, happy to help out, guys.
Yeah, because you are the more expertise in sumo wrestling than I am, and I live here, so. But yes, I am also looking forward. Go ahead.
I'm sure my knowledge
in
because I've had a lot of people help me.
Yes, of course. True. Everybody helps everybody, I think, under this banner. So There is that. And of course, again, I am also going to remind you, Mr. Sal Cusmano, Mr. Don, that yes, you really need to do some half of the season soccer report.
Yes, I know. It is coming.
I think if I don't remind you on that, you're gonna forget somehow. So I'm gonna have to put a reminder on that.
You can always do what I do, MDS, and send him. Said you don't have a way to text message him, so tweet him every day directly. Don't forget the show. I don't want to pressure him too much on that one, so I'm not gonna do that. He's like a red brother to me, so there's that. So, all right.
In any case, thank you again, Sal, for coming. For TakersMinion and for Sal, I'm Mr. Dr. Senju. Be nice to one another. Please be nice to one another. Make sure to smile. Live every day as fruitful, as fulfilling as you do. Learn the art of self-deprecation. Just laugh at yourself, because if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at others.
That's right.
You can't laugh at others. And with that being said, I'll see you next week on the Breakfast Special.
Yep. Episode 67. Done and dusted. Bye.
Oh,
folks.
no. Wait.
Wait, what?
Never mind. Never mind.